What is up, everybody? Welcome back to After the Huddle. It's your boy Jacob by himself right now. Jared's on his way. Uh, Devin, probably gonna be not in tonight. We had to come on tonight because of what happened. Micah Parsons traded to the Packers. Unbelievable. We're going to talk NFC. We're going to get into everything division. We already went over the North. Uh, but I'm changing my pick. I don't care. I'm changing my pick. Packers are winning this division. Oh my God, what a trade. I understand they still have some issues at corner. My boy Alex was telling me. But the idea of a pass rush that is so elite, it helps out the bad corners. So I really think this it goes hand in hand with helping out that, and I feel like Eberflus and forget y'all's GM name, but they felt like shit. This was it, like this was the piece that was needed to be able to compete for a Super Bowl. I mean, if you think about it, they got Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a pretty decent quarterback right now. I don't know if I would put him. A lot of people have him, I think, a lot higher than what he should be. Mm. I don't know. He's not personally in my top 10. He's really not, but he's probably like fringe top 10, like 11, 12. He's right there. But you got that. You throw in Josh Jacobs. You got to see how the offensive line comes together because I know they've lost some pieces. Uh, but you throw Michael on there. You got Xavier on the back end. You got a lot. It's a really young team still, and they went to the playoffs last year. Packers, Matt Eberflus is going to get the Packers to the playoffs. Like that's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to get them to the playoffs. So it's more about the fact of what does this mean for the Cowboys? The- For those who don't know, for some reason, the Cowboys got two first round picks and Kenny Clark, who's a D tackle interior guy from the Packers, and that's it. For Micah Parsons, 26-year-old elite pass rusher in his prime, and they gave up two first rounds and Kenny Clark. What? What? That's it? I, okay. Yes, I know the Packers paid him a lot of money. A lot of money. Cowboys are boo boo. I yeah, but that was that's a crazy trade, bro. And I do kind of understand why the Cowboys didn't pay him though. You think about it. You pay him. Now you have the highest paid quarterback. You have the highest paid receiver. And then you would have had the highest paid non-quarterback in the entire league. That is probably a solid 70% of your salary cap right there. 70 to 75, I would think. On three guys. Three guys. How are you going to fill out the rest of a 53-man roster? You have to draft well in that point. And I think that played into it as well. I also think Jerry, I think Jerry shit the bed. I think they should have paid him a long time ago. You pay him a long time ago, you don't be going through this. Other people would be ahead of him. It wouldn't even be a big deal. But you shit the bed, you piddle farted around, and you waited for him to get into a position where he can demand something like, I want out of here. All right. Now you're trying to do a media storm, I mean, handle a media storm and go on a tour to all these podcasts and shows and all this and all that, and say, "Oh well, we offered him a contract, but agent said stick it up your ass," which apparently agent never said. But Jerry, he got to be above and beyond every fucking thing for some reason. Um, Now, would I have paid him? Probably. But like I said, I'd have paid him a while ago when they should have paid him. Instead, like I said, it'll fart around. Now it gets to a point where Mike is like, I want out. I trade me. And he's like, okay, well, hold on. Here's this contract. You don't think it's gotten to a point where Micah's like, I don't care. I'm never putting on a Dallas Cowboy uniform again. Trade me. I don't care what contract you give me. That's gonna force hand because now Cowboys looking at it like, yeah, okay, we could hold the rights to him for 3 years and nobody have him because they can franchise tag. They still haven't. They still would have had him for this year. You could have franchise tagged him twice. He probably would have missed out on a lot of money because he wouldn't have signed and it would have been a whole media storm beyond that. Jerry came out and said they can win just about the same as if they signed him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we'll see how that works out. They're going to have to win games like the Bengals win games because I don't think their defense is going to be that great. They have no pass rush. Their front is not that great now that Michael Parsons is gone because he offers so much distraction that it's easy to play off of that. When you have a lot of one-on-ones, it's easier to look better. Now, how do I put this? We have to still see though, because what are those two first round picks gonna become? Are they gonna be able to draft? It's so stupid, but are they gonna be able to draft another Michael Parsons? And I know that it may seem stupid to say that, but if you really think about it, if they draft somebody like that, they don't have to pay him. That's the problem right now. That's the problem. I really think that is the main problem. I don't think they really wanted to pay him. I think they used him as a bargaining chip for Dak. Dak didn't budge. They probably used him as a bargaining chip for CD. CD didn't budge. And when it came time to foot the bill for Micah, he was the one left asked out. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to not pay Dak? Now, would I have paid Dak 70 or 60 million, whatever the fuck he got paid? I think it was 60 million a year. Would I have paid him that? Probably not. But what backup plan do you have after that? What backup plan do you have if you don't pay Dak? Cooper Rush? That's what we're gonna go with? Or you would have had to tank the season and hope for a quarterback of the future here. But y'all passed up on Jackson Dart. Y'all passed up on every quarterback in this draft when you didn't have to pay Dak. You could have gone for a quarterback in this draft. Paid Micah instead. I mean, look at what the Eagles have done with Jalen Hurts. I don't think Jalen Hurts' talent level is elite, but at the same time, when you have a team that's built around you to be able to win games, you don't need to be elite. You don't need to be somebody that's like throwing 400, 500 yards every single time. You just need to be solid. Don't turn the ball over. Be solid. He was amazing in the Super Bowl. He had to be. Like I said, I don't think he's elite, but he does have talent. He knows how to win games. He's done it before. And that could have been the same kind of process for the Cowboys. The same exact kind of process for the Cowboys. Build up a solid squad, get a guy in there. Vikings are doing it with JJ. They got a solid squad. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. You got Aaron Jones in the backfield. Decent offensive line. Solid defense on the other side. They're setting them up to be successful. Caleb Williams. You go get even in his rookie season, you go get Keenan Allen. You get DJ Moore. You're trying to build up this defense. Defense was still pretty good last year. However, Caleb Williams needs to work on some things. We talked about that off air, and someone was eventually going to call Jerry to pay or trade them, and look what happened. Well, I mean, yeah, yeah. It's not. We knew something was going to happen. It's just weird that it happens now. Why, like, if you're going to trade them, why didn't you trade them before the draft? I'm not understanding this. Why not trade him before the draft? Go into the year with a new plan. Well, why is this done a week before the season starts? Ladies and gentlemen, we are a week before football starts, and this just happened. Why is this not happening in April? It baffles me. It baffles me how these GMs and people who run these billion-dollar organizations have no idea what the fuck they're doing. It makes no sense to me how you go into a year with no plan. Just, we're going to wing it. Billion-dollar organization, we're going to wing it. Millions of people begging at our feet for our fan base to finally do something that we haven't done in 30 years. And you do this a week before football. I'm a Giants fan. Shouldn't have to stick up for Cowboys fans, but that's ridiculous. How are people supposed to be excited for the season? You trade your best defensive player away a week before the season starts. That's unbelievable. No kind of plan. Like, are they just winging it? Are they really trying to tank for Manning? Is that what it is? Are they trying to tank for another quarterback so they don't have to pay Dak? But at the same time, who the fuck's going to trade for Dak Prescott? There's not a single person out there right now with a team that would trade for Dak Prescott in that contract right now. It's not happening. Not a single person. That nobody is going to trade for that contract. So now you're stuck with him. Now you have to build everything around him. They do that before the draft. They get a boatload more in return, in my opinion. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because then on top of that, the strained relationship also probably came into play about why they only gave him so little. Is because now you're not enticing the Cowboys to want to trade him. At that point, if it's back in April, right before the draft, you have to entice them a little bit more. It's not just going to be two first rounds and Kenny Clark. It's going to be two first rounds, maybe a third first round. I doubt it, but most likely two first rounds. Throw in a second, a fourth, and Kenny Clark. That's how much it should have been at the draft in April. Except you wait and you trade them a week before the season. It doesn't make it, bro. Billion-dollar organizations ran by dumbasses. It makes no sense. I know guys that were telling me this stuff, and we're just regular dudes working day-to-day jobs. And we can even understand this. Why can't they? Like I'm just not understanding why they can't. Details of the contract, though. Micah Parsons signed an extension, 4 years, $188 million, bruh. Oh my God. 136 million guaranteed. He's making $47 million a year. Highest paid player in the league that is not a quarterback. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm in shock at this happening a week before the season. Man, fuck the Cowboys. I mean, absolutely. It's still that way. It's still that way. But you gotta. I gotta put my feet in their shoe because I just dealt with the whole Saquon Barkley situation last year. Just dealt with that last year. He walked. We didn't get nothing back for him. Nothing. So all these Cowboys fans complaining, like I get it. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, but at the same time, don't complain to me. Complain to other people. I was hot. I was mad. But season goes on. Teams move on. You have to. I'm not gonna hang my hat on Saquon Barkley forever. I wanted to keep him. Management felt differently. Move on. Yeah, man. Like I mean, who cares? Like it sucks, but at the end of the day, you can only do what you got in front of you. And right now, in front of the Cowboys, it's a lot of nut. It's a huge salary hit on Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb just for it to be maybe a season where they're last in the division. And then on top of that, the Packers, they stay going to the playoffs. They go to the playoffs almost every year. So those two first round picks that you got are both going to be higher than 23, 24. It's going to be higher than that. I just don't understand. You trade them a week before the season. Can anybody recall the last time that an all pro player was traded a week before the season? If you can name that for me, I would love to hear the last time that this happened because this is unprecedented in my lifetime. March, absolutely, seen it a lot. April, definitely seen it a lot. Seen it in June, seen it in July. A week before the season? It's August 28th. We're 7, 8 days away. Terrible. That's terrible management. That's terrible management. Well, they were traded, but when were they traded though? That's the thing. Was Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack traded at a time that was before the season started like this? Let me see. No, no, no. Khalil Mack was traded March 16th. He was traded. Oh, that was to the Chargers. He was traded September 1st to the Bears. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. September 1st. Was that in season or was that in season or was that before the season? Then they said, okay, never mind again. But if you don't go somewhere. But it's so if that's the case, then this hasn't happened since 2018. This hasn't happened since 2018. 7 years. Generational players being traded away. I mean, gonna be another Micah Parsons in the draft. So I want to hear from y'all a little bit, man. What do y'all think of the trade? What's the consensus around society right now on the fact that the Packers now have a squad that is capable of contending in an NFC that's kind of wide open outside of the Eagles, obviously, just coming off the Super Bowl win. You got the Rams looking decent, but I'm a little worried about Matt Stafford. You know, his back, he's having some issues. What's going to become of that, especially when you add Devontae Adams into that mix? It's an interesting hookup between with him and Puka on the outside. San Francisco should be healthier. San Francisco should definitely be healthier after the debacle of the season last year. I think they bounce back. I have them winning the division this year. I'll give y'all a little inside information on what we're going to be talking about a little later when Jared finally gets out of the comments and joins up in here. Um, but two first round picks could be anything. It could even be Mike Parsons. I mean, it could. It will it? Probably not, especially with those high picks. But at the same time, is Dallas going to be drafting low now? Like, are they really trying to tank? Because I mean, it's going to be hard to tank with. I mean, Dak isn't a terrible QB. He's not a great QB, but he's not terrible either. Ayuk out till week 8. Yeah, but I still, even with that, I don't think Seattle with Sam Darnold is appealing. The Cardinals are just doing whatever in Arizona. So it really is going to come down to, in my opinion, it's going to come down to San Francisco and the Rams. Uh, it's just with Matt Stafford's age, is he going to be able to make it through a full season with that bad back and still be able to get into the playoffs and keep going through that and play off of and play with playoff intensity? You know, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Rams come about. But I still like the Niners. Niners are healthy enough. Absolutely. Yeah, they did lose. You're right. They did lose some key players, especially on the defensive side of the football. I do think that that will rear its ugly head in some form or fashion. But man, as I see the division, I mean, like I said, I only see the 49ers having trouble with the Rams. And that's if Matt Stafford's back holds up. That's what I'm saying. He's going into. Do you know what they said about his back? There was a tweet. I wish I could find. Let me see if I can find it. There was a tweet that said Matt Stafford's has aged 4 times as much as the rest of his body. That's insane. Four times? He says it's described in a day-to-day situation with team and Stafford getting him back on the field. So that means he's not even playing right now. He missed early training camp practices, but has recently returned to throwing and limited practice participation, dealing with an aggravated disc in his back. Ouch. He's 37 years old and has a history of back issues. And then they have a tough early schedule as well. He's dealing with bad back injuries around this time to go up against. They got Texans first game of the season. Then they do play a light game against the Titans. Then they got the Eagles week 3. Then you play a light game against the Colts. Then you got the 49ers week 5. You got the Ravens week 6. You have the Jaguars in Jacksonville week 7. You have tough games early on in your season that you're going to have to be able to compete in. Might be nice, Cardinals defense. I will be honest. I might have to look a little bit more into their roster, a little bit more into the roster to see. I haven't watched much Arizona games. I did watch the last preseason game between them and the Raiders. Defense did look pretty decent. I will give you that. But that's all backups mostly. So going up against Jalen Carter week 3 won't help. That's what I'm saying. They do have a genuinely tough outing in the first 6, 7 weeks of the season. Now they do have a couple cupcake games with the Titans, but that also is in Tennessee. They got the Colts at home, but Titans in Tennessee week 2. And is Matt Stafford going to be starting? That's the biggest question right now. Is he even going to start week 1? So if they get off to a slow start and 49ers get hot, 49ers came in last place last year. So they have a last place schedule, which means their schedule is going to be easier. Do I like it? I mean, it doesn't make it seem like they're a better team, but you can only play who's in front of you. You were last place last year, you get a last place schedule. They start out the year on the road against Seattle. Division game, so it'll be a little tough. Then they're at the Saints. Saints are cupcakes this year. Then they're home against the Cardinals. Then they're home against the Jags. Then they're on the road against the Rams, like I said, in week 5. Then they're on the road against the Buccaneers. That's a tough game. Then they're at home against the Falcons. I expect them to win that. Like they have an easier schedule compared to what the Rams have. So I definitely think that uh I definitely think that San Francisco is a little bit easier time this year winning games than the Rams will, especially if Matt Stafford isn't healthy. Sounds like Stenson time? Oh yeah, Stenson Bennett. Looked good in the preseason. I will give him that. He did look good in the preseason. A lot of people look good in the preseason, though. It's preseason, that's why they look good. But yeah, it could. I mean, I tell you what, me and Jared, we have a dynasty that we run together, and I could have swore that they were talking about, oh, he's gone, he's not gonna be uh playing any more football. He has some kind of illness. He's dealing with some crazy shit, and I was like, all right, Jared, I don't think he's ever even gonna play a down in the NFL. Let's just drop him. So we dropped him. Come to find out this year, he's still on the roster and he's balling in the preseason. I'm like, bro, where did this come from? I mean, he was a decent quarterback in Georgia, but you surround him with great talent. It's also hard to tell sometimes. That's always been the knock on Ohio State and Alabama quarterbacks. But Jared should be here relatively shortly. I've been rambling on for 30 minutes about this Micah trade. I can't believe it. Now, like I said, I'm before the season starts, I'm switching this. I don't think the Lions win this anymore. I really don't. I don't think they win it anymore. I think the Packers take this division. I really do. Now, I'm not saying the Packers are gonna run away with it. I'm saying that they're going to win the division. Still could be close. It was close last year. So I do expect it to be still pretty close. I still expect the Lions to make the playoffs. Still expect Green Bay to make the playoffs. So it's it's a little interesting now that Mike is there with Green Bay and creates a whole nother wreak of havoc in the division. I think that's the biggest thing for me is now you got the Vikings who going into the year with a rookie QB. Now that's something that he has to deal with. You got Caleb Williams who's having struggles already holding on to the ball and keeping the ball too long to try to play hero ball and getting sacks. That's an issue. Micah Parsons is going to be an issue. Then you turn to Detroit, who has the most solid offensive line out of everybody I just named. But now you're going to have to double team him, more than likely. I don't think that's not a knock on Panay Sewell. Now they'll also move him around. He won't just be on Panay Sewell the whole time. So when he's not on Panay Sewell, you're going to have to double him. It's going to open up some areas for other guys. Those other guys are going to have to step up. If they do, that's even worse news for the other teams in the NFC North. Even worse news. So um, I'm really thinking that this is the year that the Packers. I'm not saying they go to the Super Bowl. We're not doing Super Bowl predictions until next week, so don't ask me about no damn Super Bowl or NFC championship game or nothing like that. We're talking divisions. But I like the Packers this year, man. That's a tough one. That was a tough one. Lions got a first place schedule and lost both coordinators. They will struggle to make the playoffs. Give 2024 Eagles vibes. I still think they win 10 games. I think they win probably 11 games, to be honest with you. Because even though they do got a first place schedule, that does make it tougher. Losing both coordinators is a big deal. However, last year they lost what 20 something people to IR. They lost so many people to injury. It was like the Ravens of like a couple years ago or a few years ago when they lost everybody. Like everybody was gone. That was them last year. That was the Lions, and they still made it to the divisional round. That's crazy with 20 something people on IR. So yeah, I understand you got a first place schedule. I agree with that. Like I said, it makes it tougher. Lose both coordinators. It's hard, but you get all that talent back that you didn't have last year. That'll help you. But like I said, like you just said, I think the first place schedule and coordinators keep them out of winning the division, but I don't think that it keeps them. I don't even think they struggle to make the playoffs. I think that they get in pretty handily, probably like fifth, sixth spot. I don't think they'll be fighting for sixth or seventh. I think they'll be locked in probably by week at least week 17. But where's Jared at, bro? I'm not used to doing this by myself, people. This is new to me. All right. I'm I'm still trying to sit here and figure out how I'm supposed to talk to everybody in a room with nobody else. It's still kind of weird to me by myself. Trying it out though. Don't know how it's going. Hopefully it's pretty good. But so if anybody that didn't know, we were gonna go over the NFC divisions tonight. We already did the North. We're gonna go over the East, uh, South, and West. I'll start talking a little bit more about the West. Uh, like I said, I like San Francisco to win. I think the Rams come in that second place. I still like I like Arizona to probably be fourth. Yeah, yeah. I probably want them to be fourth. I think I like Seattle, but Seattle's in a weird position every year. It seems to me like they'll be 8-8, 8-9, 9-8, 10-7, and so they always seem to stay within that region. And I don't know if that's going to change. It was Sam Darnold's 1 year a fluke? Was it not a fluke? You know, thank God, Jared, I was dying up here.
Hold on.
It's no, I'm just kidding. It wasn't a fluke. Was it not a fluke? I don't know
Ah,
yet. It's
all
talking about
right.
them Bengals getting Dalton Reisner Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, yeah. He's the reason y'all are gonna win it. He's the reason. That's crazy. So yeah, I like Sam Darnold, but was it a fluke? Was it not a fluke? Jared, was it a fluke? Was it not a fluke? I need to know right now. This is predictions. Like we need to know. Was it a fluke? Was it not a fluke? Will he have a decent year? Is he gonna fall in it? Now here's the thing. I want to know. Is he gonna there's five levels to this shit. All right. There's doing the same as he just did last year. Okay. There's doing slightly better. There's exceeding expectation. All right. Ready? Same exact thing as last year. There's slightly worse and then shit the bed. Where do you think he lands in his first season with Seattle?
It could probably be slightly, like a little bit slightly worse. Because, like,
You think it'll be slightly worse?
yeah, because when he was in Minnesota, he wanted to go to Minnesota because he was with O'Connell. Like, he had that connection with O'Connell. And everybody knows O'Connell's an offensive minded, head coach. And then
Facts, facts.
look at the weapons he had over there in Minnesota with JJ and Addison. Yeah, he had TJ at some point in the season, and then he had Aaron Jones. You're not getting all of that in Seattle. You see what I'm saying? Like you're
You're
getting.
not.
Don't get me wrong. Like I
And
love
then
Cooper
and then
Kupp,
you lost DK. Then you lost DK on
and then
top
you
of
lose
that.
DK, and you lose Tyler Lockett. So like, not only do you lose your big time, your big body receiver, you lose your deep threat. So now you're rocking with 30-year-old Cooper Kupp, who I love Cooper Kupp. Don't get me wrong. Like about that trade. That
Triple
went
crown winner. Triple crown winner as well. Well, I mean,
that
that was so long ago. It feels like, even though it's like 3 years ago.
literally, like I'll never forget that trade when I pulled that shit off. But I mean, you're getting him, and then you got JSN, who I like JSN,
I like JSN. I do like JSN though.
but it's not the same as JJ and Jordan Addison with that offensive being called. On top of that, you had Flores calling your defense, so the defense was able to keep you in the game multiple times.
Yeah. Well, I kind of already gave my little spiel about the NFC West. Jared, like I said, I like 49ers, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. I still think the Cardinals have a lot of work to do. in terms of talent wise. I do like they are still a young kind of team, but I just don't think that the talent level of the roster. You know who it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Giants, like over the last couple years as well. Like there's just not enough talent on the roster. Like that's the main problem with them. So that's how I see mine. Jared, I want to hear your little spiel. Give me a little spiel about um
What was
what's
yours?
the NFC. I got San Francisco 1, Rams 2, Seahawks 3, Cardinals 4.
Yeah, that checks out because like you said with San Francisco being the last place, they get an easy division or whatever. I mean, not easy division, an easy schedule. So I mean, they have the easiest schedule this year. So I mean, that's got to make something shaking, especially in that division. You got
That's
all you
that's
got.
what I was saying about San Fran, bro.
I mean, you got like you said with Stafford with his back. Is he going to make the entire season? You know, the Sam Darnold still pan out, or are we going to see Jalen Milroe at some point this year? I mean, Arizona's just right now. All you have is Kyler, McBride, Marvin. And James Conner. That's your offense.
And Connor's had health issues as well.
Yeah, that too. And then their defense needs some work. Like I mean, they got Will Johnson in the second round, who's looked pretty good, but that's just a corner. You still need like pass rusher. You need a safety. You got Buddha. Like that stat you talked
Hold
about
on, hold
Buddha.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Cozy, I want you to give your spiel. Continue, Jared. But in the comments, I want him to type this out. They got Josh Sweat because I want to know why you think their defense is going to be good. Is it just because with Josh Sweat adding into that? Because it's hard to do things with just one pass rusher in this league. Unless you go against a bad offensive line, it's hard to do that.
Yeah, I mean, then you had that whole stat about Buddha when he was what would you say second in the league
Oh,
in
oh
tackles.
yeah. So yeah, people, if you didn't know this, I was doing some stat watching the other day. And did y'all know this? Buda Baker. Buda Baker was in second overall in tackles last year. That's total tackles. He was second overall in solo tackles. It's, this man is a safety, bro. This man is a safety. He's freaking second in the league in tackles. Derek, you are not acting. You are acting way too nonchalant to be here. I know you heard it already, but that is an insane stat. That safety is second overall in solo tackles. I understand he's more of like a nickel safety, but holy fuck, bro, that's insane. But
Now is that a testament of how good he is, or is that a testament of how bad the Cardinals defense is?
that's what I was telling. I was like, is that he's a good defensive player on a bad defense? But like hey, if Cozy's right and they throw in Josh Sweat and they throw in Will Johnson and he turns out to be a really good corner, then they really can make some noise in the West. I will agree with that. However, I still don't think that Gannon is as good of a head coach as McVay. I don't think he's as good a head coach as Shanahan. I don't think that their roster matches the talent of the Rams. Might be a little bit more on par with the talent level of San Francisco now that everybody's left on the defensive side. But they still got CMC if he can be healthy and be explosive. Josh Sweat. Oh, they did get Calais Campbell. Okay. Will Johnson, Buda Baker. Okay. So they got some pieces. Okay. Okay. I can see that. I can see where you come from with that. They got some pieces. They do got some pieces. Will Johnson's still young. Well, we can see what he can be. Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat is going to be not the lone pass rusher. I mean, Calais Campbell. Do we look at him as to be like a pass rusher? Isn't he like in his like 18th season or some shit?
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty up there. I don't think he's got. This will probably be his last one.
Yeah, like he's basically on the end of
If
his career.
I could be wrong, but I think he started with Arizona.
Did he?
I think Calais Campbell started with Arizona.
I thought he started with Jacksonville.
No, I think he got traded to Jacksonville. Cozy, if you can, come on.
Saints finished this season 4-13. Patriots finished 1-16 with a total of 1,500 yards on offense. That's
This dude
crazy,
here.
bro. Hey,
This
that's
dude
crazy.
here. It's all right. Cincinnati get back to the Super Bowl and lose it at the last second again. I'd rather
That's
go one.
tough.
I'd rather go 1-16 and then lose it like that.
That's tough. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he was drafted by Arizona, went to Jacksonville, then went to Baltimore, played 1 year in Atlanta and 1 year in Miami, and now he's back in he's back with the Cards. Yeah. I don't see the Niners bounce back, everyone thinks. It's mainly because of how easy their schedule is. That's the thing. They play a really easy schedule. And yeah, they'll have to play their division. But like I said, I don't believe a lot in the Cardinals, and I really don't believe in Seattle. I probably believe, you know what, I might even believe in the Cardinals a little bit more than Seattle, to be honest with you.
Somebody earlier today said the Cardinals' new jerseys look like tortillas.
The the New Jerseys.
Yeah, the new rival jerseys that Arizona got today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, if you look at them, they look like fucking tortillas.
Beto Jennings injured. Ayuk injured, a little older. I'm not worried about the age right now of these guys. Jennings is still young. Ayuk is still pretty young. I think what is Ayuk like 29? It's still offensive line worse, defensive's injured and worse. I do agree with the defense. I don't think the offensive line really got worse. Trent Williams was gone most of the season last year. I don't understand how you can get worse losing your best offensive line. At least lineman, he'll be coming back. Ayuk will be back. Jennings is good, but they also just drafted Pearsall. You're expecting
Yeah,
Pearsall to make a jump as well.
yeah, they're hoping for a big jump from him.
And you know that 29 is your prime, right? 27 through 31 is your athletic prime as a human being. Like, you know that, right? So, yeah, 29 is going to be fine. He comes back week 8. I don't see that jump. Well, I mean, Google's your friend.
Mhm.
So what they got? One, two, three, four, five,
This dude,
six, seven,
wild ass comment.
8. So he'll be back probably the week against the Rams. And then you got Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Titans, Colts. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of my comments, did you not just hear what I just fucking read off after he comes back, bro? You got the Rams, the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans, the Colts, the Bears, the Seahawks to finish out the season. Are you serious, man? They don't go up against anybody. One of those teams are going to be picking in the top 5 next year. Browns, Titans, Colts. Those 3 teams for sure are going to be picking in the top 5 next year. I'm not worried. Who's worried about Debo for gadget plays? Salah will make the Niners defense better. Getting Robinson from Washington, they should have the division. Get Salah back. Then you get Salah back in there, defensive coordinating. No Debo gadget plays. Nobody cares about that. Debo, where was Debo last year? Debo was nowhere last year.
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's probably gonna get hurt again. Ricky, 400 yards. What's the jump? 800. Wide receiver 1. Why would he be? Jennings was always wide receiver 1 last year,
Yeah,
especially after everybody was hurt.
yeah. They're probably gonna try to make him wide receiver one now.
Possibly, but you're also, like I said, you're expecting CMC to come back. You
Yeah,
know, if he can produce 12, 1,400 yards, especially just on the ground, you're gonna be You'll be fine. 49ers overrated. Debo was a no-show. Yeah, Debo was nowhere. That's what I'm saying. They were fucking injured as crazy last year, and Debo was nowhere to be found to begin with. I don't understand. This man does one 19-yard run on a jet sweep in preseason, and everybody's like, "Oh, Debo had such a. They're gonna miss Debo so much." Like, what? He wasn't doing anything the last 2 years with them. I mean, yeah, he had more than 400 yards. Then the team didn't really do shit last year. That's why they have a fourth place schedule. That's why they have the easiest schedule in the league.
He had Debo last year had 670 yards.
He had 670 yards.
Yeah. And 3 touchdowns on 15 games.
So, like, what are we talking about, man? We're talking about a guy who produced like a number 3 wide receiver. I don't see what the big deal about Debo is. I know this ain't the 2023, 2022, 2019 Niners teams. I know that. But they've also haven't had a schedule easier than this. They haven't had a division that's banged up. The entire division is the only team that matters is the Rams. Seahawks don't matter. Cardinals are not going to. If you even think the Cardinals are going to come in second in this division, that's crazy. They're not.
Yeah, Kyler had to have like an MVP type of season for that to happen.
So how many wins do you think they get, Cozy? How many wins do you think they get? What do you think? Do you think the entire division just sweeps them? They go 0-6 in the division? Fuck it, they're going to lose 14 games, in your opinion, huh? They're going to lose 14 games? They're going to go 2-14, pick second overall. With the easiest schedule in the league. Where they play teams like the Saints and the Falcons and the Jags and the Giants and the Cardinals and the Panthers and the Browns and the Titans and the Colts and the Bears. Oh my. Like these teams are reading off, Jared. That's such an easy schedule. Oh my God.
They gotta beat Atlanta at least. They can.
What are we talking about?
Like
they play a bunch of nobodies.
For the sake of for Shanahan, they gotta beat Atlanta.
They got 2 division wins for sure. That's what I'm saying. Even if they lose in the division, let's say they lose to the Cardinals twice, lose to the Rams twice, I think they beat the Saints. I think they beat the Falcons. I think they beat the Giants. I think they beat the Panthers. I think they beat the Browns, the Titans, the Colts, the Bears. That's already 9 wins. That's already 9 wins. And then you got to play the Bucks. That might be a tough game. And then you got their division games. I don't think they get swept by the Cardinals. I think they may split with the Cardinals. So even if they lose to the Rams twice, lose to the Cardinals once, and lose to the Bucks, I'll even say they lose to the Texans. That's 5 losses, Jared. That is it. That is 12 wins. You don't think 12 wins is going to win this division? You lost your fucking mind.
It'll probably take 12 wins just to win it.
I think 11 or 12 will do it. I think that's the magic number. That's the magic number. But well, I think it is, and I'm not saying that to knock the Rams. I don't think Matt Stafford's going to be healthy all year. I think they're going to be a lot of games. I think they're going to probably play at least 5 to 6 games this season without Matt Stafford. They're going to lose a lot of those, most likely four at the minimum.
I mean, that's if Stetson Bennett plays at like ass. I mean, he looked decent in
In the
preseason.
preseason against second, third, fourth stringers, yes, we know that, but it's a different intensity when you play
Yeah,
it in the regular season.
yeah. Granted, fact, he'll have to start no line with Puka and Devontae
Yeah,
Adams.
yeah, and you
Tyron.
get that as well, yeah.
Yeah,
But I still don't. I still don't believe in it, bro. I don't believe in
that's
it. And I was
that's
high on
fair.
the Rams last year. I like San Francisco before the injury started, but so they're going to lose to the Falcons, Bears, and the Giants. They're going to lose to the Falcons, Bears, and Giants. No, they're not. They're going to lose to the Falcons with a second-year quarterback who has accuracy issues.
And,
They're going to
and
lose. They're going to lose. They're going to lose to the Falcons with a second-year quarterback and a guy who has accuracy issues and Kyle Pitts. Oh, and they're also going to lose to the Bears against a guy who holds on to the ball for 6 to 7 seconds and takes 60 sacks in a season.
with the new head coach.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. Maybe with a new head coach, it'll be 55. Because we still saw the same shit in preseason. He hasn't learned anything.
Yeah,
They're going to lose
besides,
to the Giants. They're going to lose to the Giants. They might lose to the Giants. I'll give you that one. Might lose to the Giants. I don't think they lose to the Seahawks at all. I think they sweep the Seahawks. Might lose to the Cardinals once. Like I said, 11, 12 games. I don't think the Rams win more. I don't think they win more than 10. I think they probably win 8 to 10 games. A lot of the reason is going to be Devontae Adams being old. He might be dealing with some stuff coming up. Already got a bad back in your starting quarterback. Now, the defense, I do like the defense for the Rams. Defense will keep them in games. But if you don't have Matt Stafford, just keeping you in games, I don't think is going to be enough.
yeah, because that's a whole different dynamic if fucking Bennett comes in and has to start throwing the ball.
That's what I'm saying. But, oh my God. All right, we got to get off the NFC West. All right, Jared. NFC South time. We got Bucks, Falcons, Saints, Panthers. Who you like?
I'm just going Tampa, Atlanta, Carolina Saints.
Mm. Mm. Do you think Tampa runs away with the division?
I don't think they run away with it. I think Atlanta will probably keep it close, but I feel like they'll probably split with Tampa.
They split with them last year, but a lot of the reason last year as well is they were they were injured in that game, one of the games against them. The game that they lost. I was on the phone with Tracy that day talking to him about that because I told him that I picked the Falcons to win that week. I won't forget that. I literally told him I was like, I got the Falcons. And
Is
he's
that
like,
when
you
Kirk
bitch.
Cousins was throwing?
Believe so. I believe he was still playing at the time. It was like pre-injury Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
They won like 24-7 or some shit like that. Like they couldn't do
yeah.
shit. Like they were too hurt. The Bucks were too hurt. They didn't have Mike Evans. I always tell Tracy, if Mike Evans is playing, I'll give the Bucks a chance. But if he's not playing, they have no fucking chance. Saints will be lucky to win. You complain about Adams' age, but not Trent or Kittle. I'm not worried about Kittle's age. Trent, everybody knows about Trent's age, but even at his age, he's still. And like I said, I think that's the same on par though with Devontae Adams. Now I do think Trent deals with a little bit more issues as far as what's the word I'm looking for? Injury issues. But and he's got to stay healthy. But I'd much rather be dealing with those kind of injuries than my fucking starting quarterback. My Super Bowl champion starting quarterback.
Yeah. I could deal with a left tackle being hurt.
Yeah. And it's gonna suck and it's gonna put a detriment in your offense, but it's not the same as losing a quarterback. Saints will be lucky to win 5 games. I actually took their under.
Yep.
Their over under was 5.5 games. I took their under. Saints dead laughing at me. I'm glad we're all on the same page. We're all on the same page with the Saints. They are fucking trash this year. Okay, they really are. They are garbo. Oh man, he's getting cooked by who? They don't play anybody. Who's cooking them? They don't fucking play anybody.
I think I understand what he means. I think he's basically saying, like, with Trent not blocking, you know, they have a bad record when Trent's not playing or blocking.
I do agree with that. However, when they were doing that, they were going up against first and second place schedules. They have the easiest schedule in the league. Yes, their team is worse, but the team themselves, the schedule is so easy. High schoolers to play, and they could probably win a couple games because they're going against the Saints and the Colts with Daniel Jones starting, by the way, not Anthony Richardson, Daniel fucking Jones, okay? Who trust me, I know all about Daniel fucking Jones, okay? They go against the Browns, the Panthers. What are we even? Who's gonna cook them? One team? You named one team, bro. You named one team. There's not a single team I named that's gonna cook them. Yeah, no, he is. He's old. That's why he deals with so many injuries. But anyway, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints.
Yep.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better, Jared. I'll do you one better. You ready for this?
Ready for this, division?
Ready for this, Jared?
I'm waiting.
Hold on.
All right, Charlie, that's the show. So yeah. Oh, here we go. This motherfucker.
Panthers second.
What are you putting Panthers second?
I think Bryce makes a big jump this year. I do. I think. Oh, you got to double Miles, bro. You got to double Miles. Cam Jordan, 37-year-old Cam Jordan, because the Saints are so good with just Cam Jordan. Josh Sweat once again by himself over there. Calais Campbell's. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I think they get second though because of how bad the division is. Like, the Saints are fucking garbage. I think they sweep the Saints. I think they'll most likely split with the Falcons. They have a possibility of splitting with the Bucks. Yeah, Panthers. Bryce Young looked strong at the end of the season last year. Did you throw in Tet? Leggett? You got Tet over there now? Yeah, Davion Sanders. They're a young team. I still think the Bucks win it. I mean, Drew Brees, I saw Drew Brees throw for 5,000 yards at my height. Even shorter than me, actually. I'm taller than Drew Brees. That man threw for 5,000 yards. That means absolutely nothing. Man, ain't gonna lie. Bryce looked nice, but that's what I'm saying. Whenever he got benched and he came back, he looked good. No, but you can learn from that. Like, you can take from what Drew Brees did and learn how he got over that. That's what I'm saying. If Penn get his shit together, it might be interesting. Maybe. But like I said, he got accuracy issues that he's still dealing with. He's not an A1 quarterback yet, and he's going into his second year.
Bucks in 5.
Bucks in 5 though. What is that? That's basketball.
Don't matter. Bucks in 5.
No, Bucks first, Saints, the Falcons, Panthers 7 to 8 wins. But I think, to be honest with you, I think Panthers get 7 to 8 wins, but I think the Falcons end up with 6 to 7 wins.
So you think they keep it close? Falcons keep it close to second, but you still have Panthers taking it.
I think the Bucks get to 10 to 11 wins. I think the Panthers get to about 7, 8, maybe 9 wins if they get lucky and maybe win an upset game or something. And then I got the Falcons winning about 6 to 7 games. I think the Saints win. I think I got the Saints winning 3 or 4 games the whole year when I was looking at their schedule. But outside of that, I didn't really see anything in there that their schedule is they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle.
All right. So week 1 they open up in Jacksonville.
Who, the Saints?
No, Carolina.
Carolina in Jacksonville. I'll give Jacksonville to win in Jacksonville to start off.
Week 2 they're on the road in Arizona.
That's a dub.
Then they're at home against Atlanta.
That's a dub. I think at home, I think they split with Atlanta. They'll lose on the road.
And then they're on the road against New England.
It's an L. So they start off 2-2.
Then they're at home against Miami, and they're at home against Dallas.
Well, now no Michael Parsons. I mean, oof.
Yeah, because you ain't really got to worry about.
They're on the road in Miami, at home against Dallas.
No. They're home. They're home for both these games.
Home for both those games?
Yeah.
I think Miami they might lose mainly because of it being an out of the conference game, and Miami. I think Miami's just got a more talented veteran roster, so I'll take them to win that game. But I do like. I think the Cowboys are going to shit the bed this year. Now, I think the vibes over there are terrible. The vibes over there are terrible after that. That's absolutely crazy. For the Panthers defense stopping though. I mean, the people in their division. I mean, the Saints offense and Falcons offense, and they might beat the Bucks game. Maybe I don't know if they'll split with the Bucks. That's a little bit tougher. I don't know if they'll do that, but
all right. So after the Dallas game, they're on the road against the Jets.
That's a dub. 4-3.
Then they're at home against Buffalo.
That's an L. 4-4.
On the road against Green Bay.
That's an L. 4-5.
They're at home against New Orleans.
That's definitely a dub.
Back-to-back road games with Atlanta and San Francisco.
Dub against Atlanta. Oh no, road game. I think they lose both of those games. So what is that? 5-7.
Then they're at home against the Rams.
Duh. I think they win that game. I really do. I think they win that game.
Week 14 is their bye. Week 15 is
especially if Stafford's not playing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that is a huge deal. That's what I mean. Like Stafford's health is going to be a huge deal this season. If they expect they're dealing with it going into the year, they're going to have a problem. I know this biased man over here is not saying stop.
I'm not done yet.
6-7.
Sorry. After the bye week, they're on the road against New Orleans.
7-7.
Back-to-back home games with Tampa Bay and Seattle.
I think they lose. They'll split. They'll win the Seattle one. 8-8.
Then they end the season on the road against Tampa.
Ooh, that might be a tough one. I think it depends. Have the Bucks locked up the division already? If the Bucks lock up the division and play backups and don't play the starters, that's a dub. They'll win 9.
All right, so you want to move on to the Saints? The Saints schedule?
Oh, yeah. Let's do the Saints. How many L's I can put up there? Let's see how many L's I can put up there.
All right, back-to-back home games with Arizona and San Francisco.
Double L.
Back-to-back road games with Seattle and Buffalo.
Double L. We got 0-4 starting off.
Back-to-back home games with the Giants and New England.
Double L. 0-6.
On the road against Chicago.
L.
At home against Tampa.
Okay. Now, people might be thinking I'm crazy, but the Saints always play Tampa tough, especially in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say L because I just don't think that they're a better team, but they could win that game. They really could.
All right, so
What's that? 0-7.
After the Tampa Bay game, back-to-back road games with the Rams and Panthers.
Did I see the last one? Yeah, I saw the last one, Jason. Yes, I saw the last one. Yes, I did. But I mean, come on. Like I said, expect y'all to win the game, but I won't be surprised if they play y'all tough and somehow win it. I really won't.
All right, so where do we end off at? The Carolina game?
Yeah. No. Tampa Bay at home.
All right.
Panthers aren't making the playoffs. I don't think the Panthers make the playoffs.
Back-to-back road games with the Rams and Panthers.
Double L.
I can't with this man, Tracy.
Granted, the Hurricane was slapping Tampa, but irrelevant. You think they're both going to be? Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I think their wins are going to come from the division games because just division games play tougher. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think they might win that Tampa Bay game. They could win one against Atlanta. I think Carolina maybe, but I think Carolina's a better team than what people are giving them credit for this year. I don't think they're a sleeper team to make the playoffs, but I think they're a better team than what people are giving them credit for.
All right, so week 11 is the bye week.
Giants outscore Saints whole season in one game. Hey, I would be surprised because the Giants haven't scored shit in the regular season in the last fucking 5-6 years.
All right, so week 12, they're at home against Atlanta.
I'll give them that one. Home against Atlanta, I'll give them that one. In the Dome, I'll give them that one.
Back-to-back road games against Miami and Tampa.
L's.
Back-to-back home games with Carolina and Jets.
Okay, I think they'll beat the Jets. I do. I think they'll beat the Jets. So 2 wins.
And then back-to-back road games with Tennessee and Atlanta.
I think they could beat Tennessee. They'll lose to Atlanta. So 3 wins.
Yeah, those last 3 wins will probably come between week 14 and week 18.
And on top of that, I do think by this time we'll probably see Tyler Shough. Or Shough, whatever, however you say his last name.
Yeah. Are we doing Atlanta?
Nah, now we got to move on to the East.
Okay. Are we going to the East?
Yeah. Yeah, we can move on to the East. All right, man. Jared, I'm going to let you go ahead and do your thing real quick. Go ahead and give me a little spiel about what you think about this NFC East before I start going on my little rant.
On your rant?
Yeah, and we can go over the schedule for the Giants.
I think what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to put Philly at 1.
All right, Coach.
All right, Coach.
Appreciate you joining, man. Always love you when you join, man. Appreciate you. Remember, go Giants.
I'm going to put Philly at 1. Put Washington at 2. I think right now, I'm going to go with Giants 3. I'm going to put Dallas at 4. Because I mean, especially after what just happened with Micah.
Giants shocking the world this year. Dart is the future. I do think Dart is the future, man. He looked good. Don't give me hope, because even if you're an Eagles fan, don't give me hope. I'll still take it. Don't give me hope.
So I think that whole thing with Micah just now, I think it really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way in the
That
locker room.
Thunder do. Yeah, bro. That's exactly what I was thinking. I really think that they're going to lose a shit ton of games early on in the season and then win like 3 on the back end. They're going to fuck themselves out of #1 pick. I really think that's going to happen. Oh my God, you read my fucking mind. I swear to God, you read my mind.
That'd be
My
like the
bad,
most.
Jay.
That would be the most Saints thing to do too.
That's what I'm saying. It's just fitting. It's just fitting.
So no, what I was saying was Dallas, not Dallas, Philly, Washington, Giants, Dallas. I think just now with that Dallas trade with Micah, rubbed a lot of players in the locker room the wrong way. Trayvon Diggs probably got rubbed the wrong way for that.
Big time.
Probably just pissed off Dak and CD and probably George Pickens all at the same time. You still don't have no fucking run game.
Yeah, you have no, and then that blue kid that they drafted, he's hurt.
The offensive line has already lost players. You know, you got a rookie guard coming in who is already, all right, Thunder.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
But
Stay up. Appreciate you. Be easy.
I mean, they got a rookie guard going up against Jalen Carter this year in the opening game, who's already done talk shit about him after getting drafted. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to go against him. He can, basically shut him up. Let's just do that before the season even starts. I mean, who's Dallas's tight end right now? Ferguson.
Take Ferguson.
And then I mean, can we really trust Dak? To get him there, because he's gotten them to the playoffs. But it's just like the Tony Romo thing. Tony's good enough to get you there, but he's not going to get you over the hill. Same thing with
not getting over the hill. Yeah, same thing. Tony Romo all over again.
Yeah, and then
we don't know. Tony Romo's a better QB, but they just choke in the playoffs every time.
And we don't know how Dak's going to do with George Pickens. He's already got the chemistry with CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens might just fuck around and crash out on his own teammates.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see George Pickens with the team this year. I will. The offense definitely seems more interesting, but the team itself doesn't seem that great to me, especially now that you lose Parsons, man. Oh my God,
that's a big loss.
It's such a big loss, bro. I don't care what anybody says. That's a big loss. And he's out of the NFC East, Jared. Yippee! Now I don't got to see him twice a year. Thank you, God.
Now the North's got to deal with him.
Yeah, now people in the NFC North got to deal with him. I don't got to deal with him no more.
You know what's funny? They play each other in week 4.
Week 4, yeah. Week 4. Dallas, too. In Dallas, too.
Boy, the storyline's about to be retarded.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for week 4. That's going to be great. I ain't never been more excited for a Dallas Cowboy game in my life.
I think I'm going to put some money on that one.
But I guarantee you I'm putting money on Micah Parsons getting a sack. Oh, God, I am.
I think I might just put 2.
But, all right, yeah, no, I like I'm pretty much on the same with you. I like the Philly. I like Philly. They're going to be the first repeat champions of the East since 2004, when they were the last repeat champions of the East. I think Washington still comes in second this year, but only because of the fact that the Giants and the Cowboys will just be a little bit still bad. You know what I mean? I do think they take a step back. I don't think that they'll be as good as they were last year, especially record-wise. You're going to play a harder schedule as well. Now you're playing a second-place schedule as compared to a fourth-place schedule. You know what I mean? It's a big difference. So I do like the Commanders with that in the second place, but I don't expect them to win as many games. Then you also got to remember, last year they won a lot of close games as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They won a lot of close games as well. A lot of people forget that Commanders, they were calling them the what is that, the cardiac Commanders, because everything was won like in the last seconds of the game. I mean, they literally won on a fucking Hail Mary last year.
Yeah,
Killed my
literally.
parlay. Killed my parlay. I was pissed.
I mean, that play probably wouldn't have happened if the fucking safety was just paying attention.
I don't care if they was paying attention or not. Like he still got over there, and I don't think that was a problem. Man had all the time in the world, and they still didn't do the right thing,
And he
assholes.
did.
Yeah, but I like the Giants to be third. Much improved this year. Much improved roster. Um, Competent quarterback play will be the deciding factor. Is Russell Wilson going to stay the starter? When do they bring in Dart? There's a lot of talks, bro, that they're talking about bringing in Dart in week 5 against the Saints.
Mm.
Just don't like that idea. Now, I'm not going to argue with Dayball. If he feels that Jackson Dart is ready, by all means, play him. If
Yeah.
you really feel like he's ready to be a starting QB in this league, now, obviously, there's growing pains and he's a rookie and all that. We get that. We get that. I mean, some people should get that at least. Most people should get that at least. Everybody should get that at least. But I get it. Now, will he be that guy? I don't know. I don't know. Do I want him to be obvious fucking league? But I don't know. I don't know if he will. Um, it's still too early to tell. He looked good in the preseason. I don't think playing him starting week 5 is the right move. We're going to go over the schedule here shortly in a second, and then we'll get out of here. Um, and then, like you said, Jared, Cowboys after that Parsons trade. That's bad vibes. And you lose an All Pro guy, double digit sack guy. That's terrible vibes.
Yep.
So I don't know how they recovered from this. I really don't. I don't. But all right, you got the Giants schedule up.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the Giants schedule real quick. We're gonna go through that, and then we're gonna get up out of here. And then next week we got Super Bowl predictions, baby.
Yep.
MVP, Super Bowl, NFC Championship game, and then we're gonna guess what we get to do, Jared. We get to pick games. Yay! My favorite. My favorite. We finally get to pick games again.
And then Matt's coming on.
And then Matt. Oh yes. Matt. What's the name?
Ball game podcast.
Yes, I don't know why I was thinking of the podcast that he did the other day.
The basketball one.
Yeah, Good Morning, Let's Basketball. I
Yeah.
was thinking of that for some reason. I was like, wait, no, that's not it. But yeah, Matt from Let's Ball Podcast, he will be on joining the show next week. We're gonna go over. He is a Giants fan. Finally, gonna get a Giants fan on here. Yeah, bro, this is a good show. I like this. Can't wait for next week.
We've had Giants. We've had Saints fans.
Yeah, we're
Eagles
finally gonna
fans.
get a Giants fan, man.
But
I
anyway,
can't wait.
into this Giants schedule.
What's the schedule looking like?
Back-to-back road games with Dallas and Washington. Well, Washington and Dallas, not bad.
I think we lose week 1 against Washington. I think we bounce back though and beat Dallas finally. I think after what happened, I really do. I think we beat Dallas. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be so happy.
All right, so then you got back-to-back home games with the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Both L's. I don't think we can't compete with those rosters.
Then you're on the road.
Although I do think the Chargers game will be close.
Then you're on the road against the Saints.
That's a dub. We start 2-2. I'm sorry. You start 2-3.
You're at home against Philly.
That's an L.
Back-to-back road games with Denver and Philly.
Probably both L's as well. So we're starting off the season 2-5.
Damn, I'll play Philly within 2 weeks.
Wait, no. Where's that?
Y'all play
We were 2-3 after the Saints, and then what comes after the Saints?
Philly.
That's an L. Yeah, 3 straight L's. So
And
yeah,
then
so
you're,
2-6.
and then you're on the road against Denver.
Yeah. Yeah. You said that, and then we're on the at home on the road against Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all L's. So yeah, 2-6.
Okay, so then you're at home against San Francisco.
I think I think we win that game. I think we win that game at home. I think we do win that game. Even Cozy said that we could beat them. So I changed my answer and I was like, yeah, we could beat them. So yeah, okay. So 3-6.
Week 10, you're on the road against Chicago.
That's the dub. I think we beat Chicago. I'm not high on Chicago like everybody else is. I'm really not. Especially with our defensive line going up against that offensive line and Caleb Williams holding on to that ball. Oh my God, we should get out of there with 8 sacks.
Week 11, you're at home against Green Bay.
That's an L. So 4-7.
Week 12, after the Green Bay game, you're on the road twice against Detroit and New England.
L against Detroit, against New England. So what's that? What were we at? We were at 4-6. So 5-7.
Then you got the bye week 14. Then
Yep.
you got back-to-back home games with Washington and Minnesota.
I think we split with Washington, and then we'll probably lose to Minnesota. So
Then
what's that? Like 6? We're like 6-8 right there.
then
Six
then
and
the
nine or 6-8.
to round it out, you're on the road against Vegas, and then you're at home against Dallas.
I'm missing a game.
All right, ready? Speed round. Washington,
L.
Dallas,
Dub.
Kansas City,
L.
Chargers,
L.
Saints,
Dub.
Philly,
L.
Dallas, and not Dallas, Denver,
L.
Philly,
L.
San Francisco,
Dub.
Bears,
Dub.
Packers,
L.
Lions, and Patriots.
L. Dub.
Bye week, Washington, Minnesota,
Dub. L.
Raiders, Dallas. That's it.
Dub. That's 8 wins. 8-9.
Wild card?
No. I don't expect us to. I don't expect us to win. But if we go 8-9, if we double our win total, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'll be happy. Especially if at a certain point they do bring in Jackson Dart, and he's playing those games where he's getting that experience and he's getting some wins against easy teams.
Yeah.
Then it's like, all right, yeah. So yeah, I think floor is 6 wins. I think ceiling is probably 9 wins. I don't think we get double digit. If we somehow get double digit, bro, then we're definitely going to the playoffs, and we're going to be second place in the division. That's the only. It's because that means that we're probably going to have to sweep Washington. I don't think we're probably going to have to take one against Philly,
Yeah.
or either that, or we're going to have to split with Washington, split with Philly, sweep Dallas, be 4-2 in the division. On top of that, we'll have to beat San Francisco, beat the Bears. We might have to beat the Vikings as well. That's the only way I can see us getting 10. But that's a tall order against with this roster, But yeah, so I got them going 8-9. Not too bad. I think 8 wins is a solid amount, and I took their over this year. I think this is the easiest over out of everybody. I really do. I think it's the easiest over. So I can't wait to go back and see what I got right and what I got wrong at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But, all right, y'all. Well, we're gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate Jared joining finally after getting me alone for 30 minutes. I was lonely. I was so lonely. I had nobody to co-host the show. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Like I said, we got Super Bowl predictions, NFC Championship, MVP, Offensive OPY, DPY,
Oh,
OPY,
that's true.
whatever you want to do. All that good stuff. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to do here on YouTube. And we will be back next week. Guaranteeing fucking it because the season is here and we will be picking. And it's my favorite part of the season. It's my favorite part. I love picking games. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. We'll be back.
All right.